Alright, today we're going to take a look at low-level ground attacks, and specifically low-level bombing at like a 20-degree angle or actual dive bombing, which I like to refer to as pickle barreling. And the training mission number 5, if you've completed it, which you should have by this point, definitely covers this, but more in a diagramming fashion than really explaining how to do the actual maneuvers. You know, Eddie Rickenbacker gets up there with the chalkboard and gives you some diagrams, and it makes it seem really easy until you get out there in your SPAD with your 8-pound bombs and find you can't hit the target as easily as he suggests. So I'm going to try and give you some tips here. I'm currently circling 3 tanks in a DFW. We're loaded with 3 50-kilogram bombs and 4 12.5 kilogram bombs. For tanks, I recommend, if you can, always, if you're planning to go for tanks, take them with 50 kilogram bombs. The same goes for any type of emplacement like artillery, or if you're attacking, let's say, an airfield or a factory and you've got an active AAA battery in one of those little entrenched machine gun emplacements, take them with the 50 first. And the reason I'm suggesting you do that is because the 50 kilogram bomb has some splash damage capability. A near miss is more likely to do the job, whereas the 12.5s, they just, if you miss, it doesn't do anything. It's a complete waste. So you're better off saving the 12.5 bombs for something stationary or soft-skinned that, if you miss, isn't a big deal. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to discuss how to line up on these suckers. I wouldn't line up so that they're moving across your field of vision, and I wouldn't line up where they're headed away from you, because doing either makes it extremely hard to judge where to drop the bombs, because you're trying to account for a directional shift of the target that's not easy to match. The easiest of all directions to match is when it's coming at you, because it's always easier to see that they're approaching you faster than expected and drop the bomb faster. So I'm going to line up for a low-level run with a 50 kilogram bomb on one of these tanks and try and catch them facing forward. Now, it really doesn't help you to just drop the bomb as I pass over. What I need to show you, and I hope to show you, is when I drop the bomb relative to when the plane goes over. And look at that, they're changing direction right now. Well, clever little tanks. So if I can verbally tell you when I'm dropping the bomb relative to my plane going over, hopefully that'll help. The other thing about the 50 kilogram bombs is they have a slight delay for when they go off. So they hit the ground, there's about a half-second delay, and then they go explode. This is kind of crucial because if you use these to bomb tanks, that gives you time to fly a little lower and be able to get away. Whereas with the 12.5s, as soon as they hit a target or the ground, they explode, and you can easily rip your plane to pieces. So here we go. I'm going to come in on the lead tank, and I'll tell you when I'm going to drop it. Now. Okay, so you saw the little puff as the bomb landed right next to it, and then boom, the tank went up. So that was a good hit. We're going to do it again. Again, these are low-level 20-degree angle or so runs. You can vary the angle and the direction of the attack to suit you, and depending on how much time you have given the situation. I find this is the easiest to be able to execute for me. I'm going to take the left one here. Now. See, even though I wasn't directly on target, the 50's powerful enough that it goes down. If I'd done that with a 12.5, it would have just laughed at me and cruised on. I'll take the last one. Now. I didn't think I had that one, but I did. And that's that. Okay, for this second part of the low-level bombing, we're going to do the pickle barreling, or in other words, the ground assault from a high angle of attack, the dive bombing. This is, as I said, high angle of attack, so 45 degrees or greater on the dive. I don't suggest this for moving targets because of the high angle of attack. It's much harder to compensate for directional changes of the target while you're coming down. It's also crucial to line up straight when you come down in the dive because it's much harder to correct, again, directionally as you come down. So if you're off to the side one way or the other, especially with small bombs, you're more likely to miss because correcting is a pain in the butt. The other thing you can do, if you're terrible with the 12.5 kilogram bombs and it's just miss, and you can't figure out how to be more accurate and precise, try dropping them in strings with about a quarter of a second in between each bomb release. So, for instance, right below me now, I have 4 artillery emplacements. I'm carrying 12.5 kilogram bombs. So if I split each into 3 12.5 kilogram bombs per target as I come down, I'm much more likely to do the job than if I just sit there trying to nail it with one bomb each time I come down. Also, that'll take me 4 dives total to take out the targets as opposed to sitting over the target doing 12 dives for 12 bombs. Again, time over target is crucial, so you want to make use of what you have and the time you have. First target. Now. 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 That time I actually got a twofer. That's very unusual. Bomb must have landed perfectly in between. You'll notice that this is taking now multiple outtakes to do this. This is definitely my weak point as a bomber. Precision dive bombing. Now. Now. And that's the problem. If you're not careful, you will do this to your plane. I got it, as you can see. It's smoking. It's dead. And last but not least, I just want to prove that this can't, in fact, be done against a moving target, even though I don't recommend it. If you're going to do it, you have to do it. Again, use large bombs like a 50 kilogram or strings of small ones like 12.5s. The key is lining up for the drops slightly ahead of where the target is, not on where the target is. So here we go, going down. Now. Okay, and you'll see there, he's smoking, but he's not dead, and my bombs got fairly close. So that just shows you, and that was 3 bombs dropped almost right next to him. The 12.5s just don't do anything to these tanks. They're a pain in the butt. That's why if you can't be precise, you just go big or multiples. Here we go again. Now. Got him. So you see, it can be done. It's just a pain in the butt. And that concludes this video presentation. And good luck with trying it yourself. This takes a ton of practice and time to develop this skill.